Hey folks, in today's video, we're diving into a rather intriguing Reddit post with the title, "My wife is pregnant, but she cheated on me, and our first kid isn't even mine." Strap in. Here's the real story of what this po man had to go through.
So, I was on a work trip for about a week, and before I left, we set up this fancy camera doorbell system. You know, just to keep an eye on things while I was away. Now, the missus had this mistaken idea that the system only started recording when someone rang the doorbell. Little did she know it was motion activated. While I was out there working hard, I kept getting these notifications from the system. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to check them out. Lo and behold, one of those notifications was of my wife and our son leaving the house. No biggie, right? But then, an hour later, I get another notification, and it's just her planting a big one on some other dude as they stroll into our home sweet home. Naturally, I gave her a call to inquire about her activities, and what do I get? A load of lies, my friends. She casually brushes it off, saying she's just chilling. At that point, I knew things were about to hit the fan. Fast forward to my return home. I didn't confront her right away. I was strategizing my next moves. And then, she drops the bombshell she's pregnant. The math in my head starts adding up, but I play it cool. Instead, I decided to get a DNA test for my son, and well, you guessed it, we're not biologically related. Now, here's the kicker. The wife is completely oblivious to what I've uncovered. She's over the moon, strolling around all excited about this new addition to our oh-so-perfect family. She's even spilled the beans to everyone, sharing the good news about our second kiddo. Little does she know, as we speak, I'm on the hunt for a lawyer. It's safe to say both our lives are hurtling towards a massive train wreck.
Stay tuned as we discuss this story, because this is gonna get messy. Take a deep breath, buddy, because it's time to tackle this head-on. If you found yourself in a marriage that's circling the drain, it's time to take some decisive action. Here's a step-by-step breakdown, no holds barred. Step 1. Get on the horn with a divorce attorney pronto. You're going to need some serious legal firepower in your corner. Divorce papers should be drafted, and you'll want custody papers for the kiddos too. You need to be ready to make your move. Step 2. Before you drop the bombshell, gather your evidence like a seasoned detective. Present her with the cold, hard facts and those meticulously prepared legal papers. It's D-Day. Step 3. Now, here's where it gets tricky. You've got to confront her, but do it wisely. Have a witness with you to ensure there's no funny business. It's your word against hers, and you need someone in your corner. Step 4. It's time to protect your interests. Before you launch this campaign, scrub her name off those credit cards, pronto. Split that savings account right down the middle, and stash your half where she can't touch it. Money has a way of pulling a vanishing act in these situations. Step 5. When you pull the trigger, there's no turning back. Be relentless, but also be prepared. This is going to be one heck of a costly battle. In many states, they'll try to pin the responsible father label on you. Don't let that happen. Step 6. You're going to need a lawyer who's a real shark, a legal pit bull. Look for one who's dealt with paternity fraud, or someone who's lived through it. They'll know the ropes and have the scars to prove it. Remember, this is a no-holds-barred situation, and you've got to fight for what's rightfully yours. Strap in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. I'm truly sorry that you're facing such a distressing situation, my friend. The pain you're enduring is something no one should have to go through. It's important to stay strong and steer clear of negative coping mechanisms, like turning to drugs or other destructive behaviors. One of the most disheartening aspects of your predicament is the feeling that she might get away with this, thanks to the unfortunate legality of paternity fraud in some places. Even if you decide to leave her, you could find yourself financially tied to her and the children until they reach adulthood, all because you took on a fatherly role, and it's deemed in the best interest of the child. It's utterly frustrating to think that she could easily put your name on the birth certificate, even if you've left the relationship, with little to no repercussions. The prospect of your life being turned upside down, while she moves on with someone else, and possibly tarnishes your reputation in the process, is a tough pill to swallow. She might paint a picture of you as an abusive partner, all the while draining your bank account for children who aren't even biologically yours. To make matters worse, she might attempt to limit your time with the kids, and it's disheartening that the legal system might side with her on this. In such a precarious situation, it's crucial to avoid raising suspicion on your wife's part. Instead, focus on collecting as much evidence as possible, especially during her pregnancy. Holding on to the DNA test is vital, and consider taking a couple more if she disputes the results of the first one. Don't sign the birth certificate without demanding a paternity test. Furthermore, gathering evidence of your wife's infidelity is a critical step. You may want to consider legal action against paternity fraud, which, in many places, remains a disturbingly legal practice. Remember, you're not alone in facing this challenging situation, and there is support available to help you navigate these difficult waters. I get it, lying isn't always a criminal offense. But when it comes to lying about paternity just to milk someone for money, that's straight-up fraud. Technically, you can take someone to court for fraud, but there's a catch. You've got to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that she knew for sure you weren't the father and went out of her way to make you believe you were. Oops, my bad, I thought you were. The dad won't cut it in a courtroom. It's the way the system rolls. You can't toss folks in the slammer just for being lousy human beings. Now, it's a real shame that seeking legal justice for this kind of wrongdoing can cost an arm and a leg. If anything, I wish that part was a bit easier on the wallet. But, on the flip side, we've already got way too many frivolous cases jamming up the works in small claims court. Here's the kicker. Lots of feminists aren't too thrilled about the idea of making paternity fraud a criminal offense. They argue it sows seeds of mistrust among women and punishes mothers who, in their eyes, are simply doing what's necessary to protect their children. There's another school of thought too, saying that every child deserves a father figure, whoever that might be, to ensure they're financially supported. I get that every woman has the right to have an affair and not be crucified for it. But legal fathers also have a right to know if they're about to step into the role of a stepdad or not. Keeping info about questionable paternity from the legal father, your partner, is pretty much like a prosecutor holding back evidence from the defense. Legal fathers ought to be in the know about the possibility that the kid might not be theirs, so they can at least decide whether they want to dive into the world of step-parenting or not. Fair's fair, after all. And every kid deserves their real parent. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my new video drops. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.